year is 2001. While Steven was busy making Oscar gold with Traffic, he was making this sleek, jazzy film that starred all the big-name celebrities at the time. It's a remake of the Rat Pack film from 1960, and I can't make any comparisons to it because I haven't seen it. So instead I'll just stick to the basics. Some collaborators behind the scenes return, such as casting director Deborah Zane, production designer Philip Messina, and editor Stephen Marioni. And David Holmes returns from out of sight to do the music. Of the big-name stars returning, George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and Don Cheadle, who is uncredited, are the most prominent. But from Schizopolis, nameless numberhead man Eddie Jemison returns, and for one final cameo, David Jensen.
Impairment on the Northwest 052 exit door camera.
Peter Andrews' photography is much more stable and controlled this time around, with a heavier reliance on blocking and staging. Here, for example, is an unbroken minute-and-a-half long shot of Danny and Rusty convincing Ruben to join their team.
The Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand.
Those are Terry Benedict's casinos.
While the scene began with everyone far away, Danny and Rusty both walk toward the camera and stop just past the halfway point. As Ruben walks up to them, the camera itself moves closer, so that Danny and Rusty are at both ends of the frame. From here, the camera is static for a good 50 seconds, and at the end, the camera moves in for the kill to emphasize the question Ruben asks.
Who do you got in mind?
Zooms are very prominent throughout, as many scenes would either begin or end with a close-up. This is either to illustrate what's happening in the moment, or to signify the importance of something that will happen later on. The colors are much more vibrant this time around, with a heavy reliance on blue and yellow grading, although the color red is also used sparingly. The editing itself is also given a more stylistic flair, like the split-screen transition when we are introduced to Rusty Ryan. When we first meet Linus, the scene is done in a kind of slow-mo stop motion, and for 2 quick moments, the frame stops just enough so we can get an idea of what he's good at. When Linus gets off the train, the speed returns to normal, only to slow down once again once the pickpocket gets pickpocketed. As Linus is forced to wait in the van with the bickering Malloy twins, we cut closer to a shot of him in a different position, and this helps illustrate for comedic effect his frustration and boredom. When Rusty is having a break from teaching, you can see Danny move past behind him before they officially reunite. A running gag throughout is that the crew members often talk in a specific lingo or terminology when discussing the jobs they do.
Guys doing a combination of cons.
What do you think?
Off the top of my head, I'd say you're looking at a Boski, a Jim Brown, a Miss Daisy, 2 Jethros, and Leon Spinks. Not to mention the biggest Ella Fitzgerald ever.
This even goes so far as to have the crew members understand someone else who speaks an entirely different language.
我们为什么不从地下挖个洞钻过去呢？
No, tunneling is out. There's sensors monitoring the ground 100 yards in every direction. If a groundhog were to nest there, they'd know about it.
Although there would be moments where even they would have trouble understanding.
That poxy demo crew haven't used the coaxial inch to back the main line, have they? They've only nosed up the mainframe couplet, nosed it right up!
Do you understand any of this?
I'll explain later.
Anyway, while Ocean's 11 was criticized for not being as deep as Steven's previous films, it was still lauded for being a fun romp from start to finish, and proved to be one of his most successful entries at the box office. So where does one go for making a blockbuster? Why, to the other end of the spectrum, of course.